Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from Zozo stocktwits.com, and this is your stock watch list for Tuesday, April 3rd. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'll start off with a short trade that we did in Tesla today, and Tesla was breaking. We called it a break of 253. When it broke 253, we got that push down all the way down to 247. 50 on the short on Tesla. So a nice quick short trade there on Tesla. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news that came out after the bell tonight, courtesy of the trade exchange. Really not too much market moving news. Some things that were put in the service SPY. First time below the 200 MA moving average since 2016. MNGA had some earnings after the bell. MNGA, Magna Gas, provides business update for fiscal 2017. Metal cutting fuel and welding supply revenues increased 36%. Then after hours, so maybe interesting for tomorrow. We'll see MNGA, and I'll go into the watch list in a moment. SRAX had some news after bell. They also came out with their earnings after the bell too. SRAX one, we'll take a look at OCX files patent for 190 newly identified novel lung cancer biomarkers, OCX. Not much going on in the after hours on OCX. It did have a nice pop up, then sold off into the close and just kind of just chopping sideways there. CGIX came out with earnings, misses by 24 cents. So CGIX, they had earnings and stock, small one under $2 stock, but gapping down in the after hours tonight on CGIX. CDTI, clean diesel technology, missed by 2 cents there. CDTI stock trading around $1 in the after hours. Let's see if there was any other news. Like I said, not a lot of big companies. This news came out on Viacom and CBS. CBS initial bid for Viacom to value Viacom below current market value sources. So VIAB down in the after hours on that. Let's check out CBS. Not much reaction, but VIAB, Viacom pushing down in the after hours on that information that came out courtesy of the trade exchange. Celgene announced his departure of president and chief operating officer. So Celgene down a little bit after hours there tonight. ALRN Therapeutics misses by a penny. SPRO misses by 24 cents. Beat on revenue, SPRO. And U.S. Steel reaches agreement with state and federal government to resolve matters at Midwest plant on U.S. Steel. A little bit of a move up in the after hours, not too much. Let's go ahead and we'll get this out of our way. And thank you, Trade Exchange, for the news for the after hours. Let's take a look at the SPY chart, right? A lot of tariff talk back and forth today. That's pretty much what weighed on the markets. And as you can see, the markets did move down. This is the most important number for tomorrow, right where this first green line is. Now, we are below the 200 SMA. We have been holding the 200 SMA for quite a bit here. The battle with the bulls was going, buyers coming in. This time they lost it, though. Today they lost that 200 SMA. Anyway, the lows for the SPY today was 254.67. All right, so 254.67. So that's your number to watch tomorrow. If we break down below that, maybe we go and we test the February lows there. The low in February was 252.92. So that's why you see the second green line down there below. All right, so we'll see how it's going to play out for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the futures and see where they're at for tonight. Not up too much. It's early trading though. It's let me see, what time is it? It's about 7:30, 7:24 Eastern time, my time. Here's your overnight futures starting to trade. They started trading at 6 o'clock. S&P futures up 4, NASDAQ futures up 7, and the Dow futures up 19 currently. But it is early in the session, so a lot more trading to go in the overnight session. So very weak day, for the bulls. Like I said, the markets does not like this tariff talk, uncertainty with the markets right now. Let me get rid of this blue line here. So we're kind of in this range here, 266, and as the range now tightening up the top of this candle for the high 263.13. So if you're a bull, you want to see us at least take out the highs here on that candle, that 263 area, and get back over that. And then, of course, we're still below the blue line, the 10 SMA here, which is at 263.98. So we'll call it 264. So, bulls want to try to get us back over that 264 area. And then bears obviously want to break the lows from today and then maybe those lows in February. Now, I don't know what's going to play out tomorrow. We might just chop sideways. When you get a move down like this, the next day is usually probably a consolidation chop day. So we'll see how it plays out for the SPY and the markets tomorrow. Same thing with the Qs. They're moving down. They have not broken their 200 SMA. Still a ways to go on the QQQ. The QQQ 200 is 152.75 for the 200 SMA. And then back in February, we had a low of 150 and 13 cents on the QQQ. So if we break this, lows here today on the Qs, then you would think, maybe we're going to retest those lows in February and once again, or at least touch the 200 SMA on the daily chart for the Qs. All right. And I just wanted to show you, I was showing my room today and weekly, so actually the weekly shows it a little bit better. We've had this huge run up here. We haven't even gotten down to the 50 SMA on the weekly on the QQQ. All right. So, I know there's some selling going on. I'm not saying that it's not important, the selling, but, we haven't even, broken the 50 SMA here on the weekly. If we look at this SPY on the weekly here, we are coming down to the 50 SMA on the SPY. But I mean, look where we've come from, right? On the SPY, this big move up here. We were kind of due for a pullback. Now, where this is going to end, your guess is as good as mine. You don't know until you know, I guess, right? I would say this, though. If you're a swing trader, it's very difficult to put positions on. First of all, when you're below the 50 SMA, right, and then below all the fast-moving averages. But when you're starting to break the 200 SMA, it's even harder now to put swing trades on. So just be aware of that. We are, breaking down. IWM trying to hold on to the 200 SMA. This is the Russell 2000, and then the IWC coming down to this is the micro caps. For the Russell 2000, they're coming down to the 200 SMA. So if these markets start breaking, the 200 SMA, that's going to make it very tough for position traders to take on new positions and hold overnight. The other one was the IBB. Wanted to show you that. We are well below the 200 SMA. On the green line, you see here, that bear flag, and then we broke down. So the IBB, what the disappointing thing today was the oil, right? Friday, oil was looking pretty good. It was getting back above the 5 EMA. A lot of oil stocks were giving some nice setups. Hess, WPX were also giving nice setups, and now all those setups are, gone because USO and oil took a 4% drop, actually a 3% drop today. Sorry about that. 3% drop today on oil XOIL, light sweet crude oil. That dropped, 3%, and now is back down to the 20 and the 50 SMA, this kind of convergence here. We still are holding above $62 on the barrel, but we never could get back above that and hold above that $66 level. So this kind of hurt today because I thought we'd be playing some oil stocks for some swing trades today. APC was looking good, and now all those stocks have kind of given up and made their charts very sloppy. ConocoPhillips, was looking nice, riding the 5 EMA, etc., and that stock looking sloppy. ExxonMobil, I'd put out on Twitter, I thought maybe the bottom possibly might be in on ExxonMobil, and then you get this candle today, so definitely not. And then the OIH, threatening to break this 23 level. It did hold it and bounce. We got as low as 22.86, and then they bounced it back above 23. So, even the oil sector now not looking great. All right, so I just wanted to go through the markets a little bit for you. I'll go ahead and go through the watch list. Believe me, there's not too much on my watch list. Tonight, kind of playing, off of my scanners, my trade idea scanners. We got a nice trade in SLS today. I did a video on that SLS, but so that this one will be on watch again for tomorrow. SLS, ACST. Had 1.1 million shares. Now, I'm not in love with this chart, but it is turning back up. Still has some work to do above all these moving averages, still below the 200 SMA, but is getting over the 50 SMA on ACST and has expanding volume there on that name. AKER, holding up okay. Pulled back, held above on the 13 EMA, that dotted purple line you see there. We'll see if this wants to maybe get back through the highs of the day and then maybe through 95 cents a dollar on AKER. CDMO, nice move up today. Let me get these lines out of your way. Sorry for all those lines intraday. So, 2 million shares pushed up above the 50 SMA. You see the nice trend up on this one, CDMO. So we'll see if that one wants to do anything. CHCI moving up in the after hours a little bit. Doesn't look like much volume though, but there were pops today intraday on this. It went all the way up to $1.90. Intraday and then pulled back and then popped again going into the close and then in the after hours. So that'll be on watch. Maybe some gold stocks, GG. Let me just check out JNUG real fast on the daily chart. Got above 14 and then closed around this 14 level, and then that 1450 kind of area was resistance today. So I don't know what gold's going to do. It's very hard. I'm not a macro economic person, but gold is looking better, back above the 50, back above the fast moving averages. So maybe a couple of gold stocks, GG, NEM might be interesting. Let me see, HMY, I believe this is a South African gold stock. Nice chart here, good strength on HMY. So that one holding up. RGLD, haven't looked at that one, but that chart, looks okay on RGLD. Silver got a 2% bounce today on SLV. That is still stuck under the 50 SMA and the 100 SMA, the white and the blue lines you see there. Some silver names, PAAS and WPM. All right, so WPM also, showing some strength today in silver names. Some other names, HEB. Now, this is an under 50-cent name, 2.6 million shares. You see this move up as we went into the close on HEB, but nothing in the after hours. So we'll see on this name. Intel, there's going to have to be a leader emerge in the semis, I think, and right now maybe it's Intel. It did close up above its 50 SMA, so I'll have this on watch. IQ, a recent IPO, is supposed to be one of the biggest IPOs. As you can see, though, it's not really doing well at all. So I'll have it on watch, but I don't know, I'm not in love with it, not expecting too much. LLNW, actually, 2.5 million shares came into LLNW today, and we have a high today of 443. If this one can ever clear this 455, we might get a continuation move. Good relative strength here on it, up almost 7% on the day today on LLNW. MNGA, I don't know if this will do anything intraday. It hardly ever does, but it's showing signs of life here. You can see the daily chart is basically garbage, but showing some life here in the after hours. So we'll see. Not a favorite of that one. MU, maybe if we get a push down tomorrow on Micron, right? Maybe if we push down to the 50 SMA, which is around 49 bucks. Maybe we get a move back up on Micron if we get a gap down to the 50 SMA and then maybe a bounce. NEWR actually holding up okay. I think it needs to get back over, that 75 area though for NEWR. We'll see. NG, another gold name, getting above the fast moving averages. Nice candle today, 2 million shares traded on NG. ONCS, actually this chart holding up 1.2 million shares, and not a bad looking candle here. If it can get up maybe over 202, 203 area, get back over that 2 on ONCS. It did close up into the close tonight, ONCS. Another gold name, 1.6 million shares. All right, if this gets up through the highs or that $5 area on SAND. Now, intraday, though, it's very light volume. When I first looked at it today, it was trading about 400,000 shares. It did get 1.6 million, so we'll see on SAND if that one wants to make a move. SENS. A little bit of a pop today. You see the expanding volume, 4 million shares. Looks like 325. This one needs to get over on SENS. SLS, I talked about this one, so we'll have this one on watch, see if it sets up intraday. SSC, relative strength today, considering the markets. This one was up 22% for the day. Small name, coming right up to the 50 SMA, starting to maybe turn the corner. So keep it on watch. And of course, with the market the way it is, we'll have to have TIVX on watch. We have a high today on TVIX around 12. Maybe 1180 is enough to get TIVX going again. We'll see. And speaking of volatility, the VIX, right? Pretty complacent here considering, right? The market was down. We did move up to, that 25 area, but pulled back from it. So we'll see if we're going to get some continuation in the VIX and in the VIX itself to bring some fear into the market. WTW Weight Watchers actually holding up okay. Weight Watchers, so we'll see. We might have this on a watch for a swing trade in Weight Watchers. YTEN, a little bit of a burst today, 3 million shares. I actually tried to trade this one today, just couldn't get that move through 230, 225 and hold up. Pulled back on me, so I had to stop out of this one. Took about an 8-cent loss on YTEN, but I'll have this one on watch for tomorrow. All right, so YTEN. So I'll give you one last look at the futures. Dow futures up 41, S&P futures up 6, Nasdaq futures up 12 currently in the futures trading in the overnight session. All right, everybody, this is Mike from Zozo, stocktwits.com. We'll leave it there for tonight. I don't want to put too many stocks on your watch. Like I said, it's going to be up to my scanners and news, what stocks have news tomorrow and intraday trading. Going to keep it very light on swing trades.